These videos really need a better catchphrase than welcome to Xerox office hours. But for the moment, that's what I've got. So welcome to Xerox office hours. Once again, it's Friday. It's the end of 2024. This will for sure be the last Xerox office hours video that gets put out this year. And I just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who's watched these videos and paid attention to Xerox. I personally really appreciate it, and I know the rest of the team does as well. This is going to be a very short video. I just kind of wanted to talk about some of the new look and feel, the new UI, and kind of give you a little teaser of what's coming in early 2025. Yeah, so let's do that. So one thing I've noticed is that every time I've done a major UI iteration for Xerox, the new UI to me feels fresher and nicer and more polished. And this is the Xerox 4 user interface, which is in production right now. And I remember when I built this that it felt significantly more polished and professional than the interface for Xerox 3 that came before it. And now compared to the new stuff, I'm starting to feel like this is clunky and ready to be retired, which is a good sign. I feel like I'm on the right track then. So this is our old classic Xerox branding, some of the new look and feel for Xerox 1.0 that's going to get rolled out. I'll show you some of that. Let's just dive right into it. So I'm going to show you two pieces of user interface. In Xerox 1.0, there is now the API console, which is what this is for Xerox 4. So 1.0, we're sort of rebranding this to be the API console. And then there's also the new agent console, which is a piece of user interface that you can access for your local agents to sort of manage your Xerox shares in a point and click way. And I'll give you a quick teaser of that too. But this is the new Xerox branding. So Ziggy's gone. We've got this green and purple rocket, and I feel like this is a more polished version of the user interface. So all material UI, the tech stack for this new interface is based on Vite and TypeScript and React instead of just sort of the old create React app approach that the old stuff uses. New fonts, new branding. I'm only going to show you part of the new 1.0 UI. So if we look at the Xerox 4 UI, this is an account. This is my account in production, and these are 4 environments that I use with that account. In the 1.0 UI, this is my account, and these are 2 environments that I have configured. So the same, and the new visualizer is going to be a lot more polished and usable, and it's going to provide a lot more in-graph information, and I'll show you that in a second. New look and feel, all material UI. This is all based on React Flow, this new visualizer component. The internals of these applications are dramatically better than the old versions, using a state store called ZooStand. Bunch of new stuff, like it's all modern, latest and greatest UI stack stuff. I've got a couple of Xerox test loop publics here. This is, if you're not familiar, test loop public is just a simple HTTP load testing tool that's built into Xerox. Let me fire off a couple of these. All right, so you can see immediately we've got 2 looper shares set up now. And you'll see as soon as traffic starts coming in, the spark lines are now in the graph, which is really nice. Got this nice navigator that lets you get around the graph real easy. But I think one of the most, and this is awesome, I'm probably going to end up incorporating some in-node tools, so there'll be toolbars that pop up and additional types of information, much more configurable. You'll be able to pick what type of layout you want, a bunch of really cool stuff like that. But one of the most powerful things that's coming with this new UI is it's going to be sort of multimodal. You'll have this visualizer-based model where you can sort of navigate your network graph and see all your resources, and interrogate things as you're looking at it. And that's similar to the way that the Xerox UI has worked all along. But what's coming in this release is there'll be a hotkey, maybe tab, something like that, where this whole UI will get swapped out with a search-based UI that uses tabular data. So you'll get data tables that you can search all your resources. So if you've got really big environments, you can filter and search and all those sorts of things. And I would expect that the selection state between the visualizer and the search-based interface will be consistent. So if you select something in one, you'll come back to the visualizer. You can see exactly where it is. It should be a much more powerful UI. There's a bunch of really cool things coming with timelines and notifications and a whole bunch of those kinds of tools as well. So, but I just wanted to show kind of what the new look and feel is looking like, and that sort of thing. So one cool thing too is we've got this new agent console, and this zrok agent is a process that you would run locally. So when you do a zrok enable, you could do a zrok agent start, and now you've got an agent and it manages all of your shares for you when you're using the agent. So from the web interface, you can literally share a public web share. I can pick whatever type of share I want, whether public or private, give it a target. So I'm just going to share my home folder, create share. Bam, there we go. I've got a share right here. I can launch it right out of the agent, but now it's also over here. So I can see there's my share right there. You can see it's the same NWR, same. And I can very quickly and easily create and delete shares right from my agent interface. This agent interface is sort of a little transitional at the moment. It's a little clumsy. It's going to end up borrowing a lot of what comes out of the API console search interface. So I would expect that this will get revamped when the API console is more complete. So for now, it works. You can do the things you want to do, but it's not amazing yet. So we'll get there. So yeah, I feel like this is a good start at a much more polished and extensible model. We're going to end up having new branding across the board and a whole bunch of new look and feel components and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. I was hoping to kind of get this wrapped up by now and sort of be maybe thinking about putting the full 1.0 release out at this point, but life is what it is, and you know, contexts come at you and you got to switch contexts a lot sometimes, and you get busy, and I get excited and I tend to want to get things out quicker than sometimes is actually how it happens. But it is what it is, and I'm targeting January for now. And yeah, so we should be back in January with a bunch of really cool stuff. And I think the UI components are sort of the last piece of the equation to get the 1.0 release out. The new agent stuff is working great. There's a bunch of new internals with all of these components. So this should give us a platform to grow and expand zrok for the next couple of years. So anyways, thank you again for watching this, and I appreciate everyone who pays attention to zrok, and we'll see you in 2025. I hope you have an amazing end of the year and holidays and all those sorts of things. Bye for now.